So let's start lesson 6 with factoring trinomial. Notice that this time around the format is x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so one of the key concepts I wanted you to notice here is the main difference between what we just covered in lesson 5 and what we have now. In lesson 5, if you notice, every single trinomial starts out with a coefficient that is definitely something other than a 1, right? Not a 1 in front. And now, everything here that we cover has a 1 in front. I really want you to notice the difference between the two. And as I work on a series of problems, I do expect you to spot a pattern of some sort, and hopefully you figure something out by that. So let's take a look at our first example. I'm going to follow through with the same process using the box method to factor. Okay, so here we go. This is x squared plus 7x plus 12. So the goal is always the same. I take the coefficient right in the front here, make sure that everything is in descending order. I take the coefficient in front, which is a 1 automatically because I don't see anything here, so it's a 1. And the 12, I multiply these two together, so 1 times 12 is 12. Now my goal here is to find two factors that will give me a product of 12, meaning to get back, when I multiply these two, I get back to 12. And when I get the sum or add them together, I will get a 7 back. Okay, so think of it in your head. So the only two factors that will give me a 12 when I multiply is 4 times 3. Yet when I add them together, I will get 7. You see it? That's what I want to have. So these checked off. That means I can use 4 and 3 to replace my middle term. So when I rewrite this, it's going to be 1x squared plus 4x plus 3x. Don't forget, I'm rewriting the x term, the middle term, x. So that's therefore I have to manually add an x myself. Plus 12, and of course I can set up my 2 by 2 box right here, filling in x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12. I try to factor out anything common horizontally. Well, in this case, there is an x in common. This one, there is a 3 in common, positive 3 in common. And this is the width, so x times what is x squared? X times x. X times what is 4x? X times 4, positive 4. And then these got checked off, as you can see when I multiply. And 3 times x is 3x, checked off. 4 times 3 is 12. So everything's good to go. I can put these back together. So here we go, x plus 4, x plus 3. And I'm done factoring. Okay, I want you to go ahead and observe for now and see how they're all related in the end. Here's another quick example to show you. Let's say I have m squared minus 10m plus 24. Notice every time now I have my coefficient right in front of the square term to be a 1. So it's going to be 1 times 24, which will give you 24. Two factors that will give you a product of 24, yet add up to negative 10. If you think about it very hard, it's just going to be negative 6 and negative 4. Because negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. Negative 6 plus negative 4 is negative 10. You see it? So you want to try different combinations before you finalize your answers. So now I have these factors. I can go ahead and rewrite my trinomial into a 4 terms polynomial. So it's going to be negative 6m minus 4m plus 24. Here is my box. M squared, negative 6m, negative 4m plus 24. Factor out my GCF horizontally. I got an m out of this. Here, first negative, so I take a negative 4 out. So there's a GCF of negative 4. Here, to make m squared, I multiply that by m, because m times m is m squared. Here, to make negative 6m, I have to multiply it by negative 6. So let's check this off. This is correct. This is correct. M times negative 4 is negative 4m. Good. Negative 6 times negative 4, positive 24. Good. So I can just go ahead and write this as m minus 6 times m minus 4. I box it. There it is. That's my answers. Observe carefully. I hope you see something by now. If not, here's another one. Let's say I have a squared minus 9a times b plus 20b squared. It gets a bit harder, but here we go. Coefficient here is 1. 1 times 20 is 20. So my two factors is going to be, if I want to make a negative 9 when I add, the only two factors I have is negative 4 times negative negative 5 times negative 4. Because when I add these two, I will end up with negative 9, right? So let's rewrite that using negative 5, negative 4. Here's 1a squared minus 5. Notice the middle term is ab term, so I make sure I add that in to comply with this middle term. So negative 4ab plus 20b squared. Here's my box again. This is a squared, 1a squared, minus 5ab, minus 4ab, plus 20b squared. Factor out GCF, I have an a in common. This one I have a negative 4 and a b in common. And then I do the same thing here on this side. So it's going to be a times a is a squared, checked. A times negative 5 times, so a times negative 5b will give me negative 5ab, so checked. Let's do this for this box. A times negative 4b, negative 4ab, checked. Negative 5b times negative 4b, positive 20b squared, checked. So got it. So I'm going to go ahead and write it as a minus 5b, a minus 4b, and that's it. So have you noticed anything yet? It's not a coincidence, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the first example that we did. Notice that the two factors that I got end up being right there. You see that? Let's take a look at another one right here. Notice the two factors that we found, negative 6 and negative 4, ends up being right there. And here's the last example I just gave you. Here's negative 5, here's negative 4. Look at this, negative 5, negative 4. Not a coincidence, guys. This is just, a shortcut for this kind of problem. But the thing is, your coefficient has to be always 1 in the front. So technically, I can skip over the box at all. I don't have to do the box to arrive at the answers, because I noticed that every time I got my pair, my factors right here, I can readily go back and use them in my factors. Okay, so let's wrap it up with this last example, and I'll tell you what to do for your practice at home. So here's the last example. Let's see if we can actually do this without the box. So I noticed this is a 1, so that's good. I can certainly try to use my shortcut. So 1 times negative 99 is negative 99. My two factors that I want to have, when I multiply, it will give me a product of negative 99, and add up to negative 2 will be negative 11 times 2, times 9. Because negative 11 times 9 is negative 99. Negative 11 plus 9 will give me negative 2. So they checked out. So these are the two factors I'm going to be using. So I can certainly try to set this up. I know that this is x squared, so the front, this is my first term, right? So then we have to be x and x. My last term, of course, I'm going to be using negative 11 plus 9. But watch out, since I want it to be end up with y squared, this has to be y. Why? Because y times y is y squared. Negative 11 times 9, negative 99. You see it? And if you don't believe me, you can certainly check it by using your box method. Here's x minus 11y. Here's x plus 9y. So this is x squared, negative 11xy. This is 9xy. This is negative 99y squared. Like terms ends up being negative 2xy minus 99y squared. There you go. Got checked out. All good. Okay, so what I want you to do is to go ahead and try number 6, 30, and 32 on your worksheet, okay? And we'll discuss this next time.